Happy Tuesday, everybody. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. Again, we're reading The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. We are in part 1, and now we're on chapter 4, which is called Control Your Emotions. So the chapter begins by talking about America's race to send the first astronaut into space, and the main thing that they trained all their astronauts in was the subtle art of not panicking. So aside from everything else, just really about how to be an astronaut, all the engineering that goes into it, the main thing that they trained all their astronauts in was the subtle art of not panicking, because they understood that when you panic, that leads to mistakes. When you panic, it leads to an inability to think clearly, and it causes you to react to your survival hormones as opposed to what you're trained to do. And those survival hormones are just coursing through your veins, so they got to make sure that they train that out of you. And so then you think about it in terms of an astronaut, you're 150 miles above the Earth's atmosphere. So when you panic with an extreme condition like that might as well be suicide for you. So they got to make sure that that is eliminated completely. And so what they do, probably the main thing that they do to really train this is they go step by step to the most extreme detailed of what the day of a mission is going to look like. So that's starting from the way you brush your teeth when you first wake up, what you're eating for breakfast that day. So that way they can prepare you for anything that will and does happen the day of a mission. So, and it's probably the best way that they feel that you can control your emotions. It's that training of the ability to control your emotions. And because at the end of the day, you want to be able to control your emotions, not be at the control of them, which is our natural tendency to be at the control of our emotions, where instead we want to be able to control our emotions. Because every obstacle that we encounter, not saying extreme as being an astronaut, but just in terms of our day-to-day life too, obstacles will make us emotional. And the big question that you need to ask yourself is the emotion that I'm reacting with helping change my condition or change the circumstance? And if the answer is no, then it's an unhelpful emotion and it's not needed. So if you can ask yourself that every time you're looking to react to something, is it going to improve my condition? Is this helping me get to where I want to be? And if the answer is no, then it's an unhelpful emotion. We got to be able to eliminate it immediately. So that's a good just little trick of the tail that you can start to ask yourselves when you're put in these situations. And just going back into the fact that this controlling of your emotions is something, it's a skill. So we talked a little bit about skills yesterday in terms of grace and poise, and then being able to bring up that skill set. This is a skill, so we need that grace and our poise in order to unleash this control of the emotion. And then that way, when we do have total control of our emotions, then we can totally focus on the task at hand instead of reacting to whatever emotion that we have. And then the chapter kind of leads off, it kind of finishes by just posing a few questions and some things to think about, and just talking about any situation or obstacle, anything that you come along. Does the situation or obstacle keep me from acting with justice, generosity, self-control, honesty, humility? You can throw any of our core values in there: integrity, respect, gratitude, it doesn't matter. And if the answer is no, then get back to work. Also, if the answer is no, it's because that you were trained to not let that stuff affect you. You were trained to not kind of disrupt your own moral values, our core values as a football team, and that way you can proceed on the path that you were headed on originally. All right, that's the synopsis of chapter 4. We'll pick up with chapter 5 tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Shoot me a text if you got any questions. I'm going to call out a few people right now. Let's call out Tion Dollard. Let's go with Chu, Woo, and Ryan McClain. Shoot me a text. Let me know that you're listening in, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, guys, take care.